Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain Video Blog. We are Monday, March the 21st, 2016 and I'm supposed to be, I'm supposed to have finished writing an application letter. How fun is that? Yeah, to the firefighters, the departmental division, yeah, something along the lines of that. For my internship, turns out I have like 10 days to find one because it has to last for 6 months and you're covered by your master's degree until September the 30th. Yeah, I figured that much. You could have told me that way earlier, when I had this offer at the railway company that started on April 1st, and if you add 6 months, that makes October the 1st, but October the 1st is a Saturday, so yeah, because internships are 5 days a week, I would have ended it by, September the 30th. Fucking, I hate it, I really hate it. Kuyashi, as it's been famously recorded in the great drama of our era, about gambling. Yeah, so anyway, yeah. But I could have held on for bits in the night. In hindsight, hindsight is always 2020. In hindsight, I could have just phased out of Monday Night Raw after like the first hour and gone and already start rewriting the letter, because obviously the first hour was pretty okay, like the AJ Styles Kevin Owens match was fucking stellar, only to be ended by, Chris Jericho, but how can you blame him? He has a WrestleMania match to build. Yeah. Though the match has been announced later in the night, but like everyone knows it's gonna happen. And then there was the New Day. Biggie facing Rusev. I thought he killed himself because of that fucking spear he does between the ropes. He nearly spiked himself, the asshole. Yeah, I was really, really afraid. But yeah. But then it was just a pile of shit, just piles of shit piling up. There was Kevin Owens, I think, had a little talking bit after his match. Yeah, because he said, I got nobody to face at Mania, and suddenly Dolph Ziggler comes out, The Miz comes out, Sami Zayn comes out, and Kevin Owens retreats and says, I'm gonna see with the authority to see if they want, if they can set up a triple threat between, for the number one contender. Oh, talking about the authority, very weak segments with the authority, with Stephanie once again coming out and saying, Hunter is not here because he has a sense of responsibilities, corporate things, stuff that you can understand, relate to Roman. It's Philadelphia, and relate to Roman is one line that's not going to work. If you were like, I don't know, what is a Mark City? Fuck, I don't know. But any other city than Philly could have reacted better to that. There was a lot of indifference, and there was a certain amount of booze when Roman came out and said, I'm gonna go in your stadium, which is wrong because it's a Cowboy stadium. But I know, it's technicalities. I'm gonna go in your ring, this time it's pretty much correct. I'm gonna beat your husband, which is entirely correct, and I'm gonna take my title. I mean, unless you turn heel, that's not gonna work. And there was something about, yeah, I will be the authority. Oh, all right. Well, that's something that that's just grand, huh? Yeah, but very weak segment. And the other segment that they had was well, after the triple threat match, Kevin Owens, just love him. He said to Leon Garcia, yeah, I can do it on my own. So he announced the triple threat match, and he announced who would enter in the triple threat match. So it's Stardust. You know, it was weird because he said he started with, yeah, he's a Hollywood star, so much so that he's got star in his name, and I was like, none of the three men involved have star in their names. So it's Stardust. There you go. Then he introduced someone who's pretty new to the WWE, but has wrestled all around the world with a mask on his head, and that was the, you know, I was like, everyone who knows a bit about the internet knows that Sami Zayn was El Generico, you know, a Mexican luchador. So the mask and Sin Cara, and then a man who spent years in the business, like a decade in the WWE, without probably being recognized as much as he would need to be. That's, you know, the bait for Dolph Ziggler, and he called out Zack Ryder. I mean, I really like Zack Ryder. For all I know, I'm still a broski. Woo woo woo, you know it. And I was really hyped because in that match, in that configuration, Zack has a chance. I mean, can we have some hope on aisle 2, please? So the match was going on, and suddenly, well, the three aforementioned men, Sami Zayn, Miz, and Ziggler, came out and confronted Owens outside the ring, and Owens went inside the ring, attacked Zack Ryder, who by default won. I mean, to me, that's a win for Zack Ryder. You know it. Zack Ryder, jobber extraordinaire. Huh? And basically, everyone beat up Kevin Owens because why? And yeah, he went to whine and bitch at Steph, and Steph told him, yeah, you went to me and wanted to set up a triple threat. I gave you the triple threat, and earlier you said climbing the ladder to superstardom, pretty much something I did, and that gave me a great idea. A 7-minute ladder match for the Intercontinental title, including all 6 men who beat you up just 10 seconds ago in the ring, and I'm like, that's fucking perfect, you know. Stardust, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, the Miz, Kevin Owens, all that for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. Probably will be on the pre-show. That's a bummer, or it won't. And once again, it will be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, that will be on the pre-show. I don't know. But yeah. So then, at that point, Stephanie was on the phone with someone. Turns out it's Triple H, because obviously said, yeah, come pick me up, come by the back door, don't get out. And that's pretty much how it goes. And then the most retarded, and I'm saying that, and ableist slur, I don't care at that point, but it was just the dumbest thing ever. Like, they're prepared to go, the garage door opens, someone standing in the way, because of course, it's Roman Reigns, because of course. And then he basically power walks his way to the car. And I mean, at that point, you either press, you go pedal to the metal and you go the fuck away, or you lock the doors. You don't just enable Roman Reigns to do what literally amounts to carjacking, you know? Because that's what he does. Opens the door, forcefully puts Triple H from the door. That's a felony, I think. I'm not sure because I don't know how that works in America, but that's definitely something that's pretty bad. And legally, well, that's illegal. So yeah, there's grounds for basically stripping Roman Reigns from his opportunity from his title shot, because he might as well be in jail for the next couple of years. But obviously this is WWE, so what do I know? Yeah. So beats up Triple H, and then Trips manages to get back in the car and tells the driver to, you know, go the fuck away, because that should have been the plan since the get-go. And then the camera pans to Triple H, to Roman Reigns, and here comes the booze. Yeah. So there was something with the Dudleys and R-Truth. Goldust finally comes to the help of R-Truth, gets beaten up, gets the 3D. The Usos come, everyone's getting booed. That's, you know, that's kind of segments you don't want to be part of the creative, because who the fuck are you supposed to build? Like, the Usos got booed because, well, I mean, it's Philly and who cares really? But then the Dudleys also get booed because they just kept everyone from having their sweet table spot. And what pissed me off the most, I think, it wasn't really having Dean Ambrose versus Braun Strowman as the main event, because as much as a dumb idea that is, yeah, like, you're feeding Braun Strowman to a Philly crowd who has just been fed shit all through the night, and you're giving them that, and not even with a great finish, because it ended with Dean giving a chair shot to Braun Strowman, and then Dirty Deeds on the chair, sweet, and then goes on the table, and Paul Heyman's like, I'm an advocate. But yeah, just before that, there was something, yeah, big announcement with Vince, who comes and say, hey, you know, with his power walk, and pretty much like, hey, I'm the one in charge. What the fuck are you doing? Pretty much that. You know Vince McMahon, how he works. He announces that not only will Shane be in control of the WWE, well, of Raw, if he wins against The Undertaker, he might also put an end to the career of The Undertaker if he wins. But, you know, big loophole. Shane will be in charge of Raw, which pretty much means the main roster. Nothing keeps him from, you know, winning, if he wins, to just rehire The Undertaker. I know that people will say, no, but he's not really in control of the WWE. He pretty much is. If he has his hands on Raw, he also has his hands on SmackDown. I mean, excluding the possibility of another brand split. Oh yeah. It was just a bad Raw. I'm just hoping. Oh, Dean Ambrose got a chainsaw from Terry Funk. He was like, oh, if I had a son, I would like him to be like you. If I had a daughter, and then he just walks away, and chainsaw, and Dean doesn't really realize what's going on, and he tries it. Oh god, it works. Just manage. Then goes to fucking sew off a table. The New Day had been pretty much triggered, you know, save the table. Even though it was against the Dudleys, who were always breaking tables, and all the Dudleys stopped breaking tables, so how the fuck does that work? Also, the New Day should have never turned face. They're they were already getting pretty stale. Now it's even worse. I mean, they were cracking jokes at the League of Nations. Yeah, with the whole history of Japan, that sounds really weird because when I say the League of Nations, I have to stop myself from saying the League of Nations. But yeah, and the most entertaining part about that was the League of Nations not giving a fuck about what was going on. There were no selling the jokes like, oh, you're dissing Rusev for looking like he hasn't washed in a couple of days. Well, he will just squirt water on himself. Wade Barrett, oh, you're saying that he's a waste. Oh, I'm more Barra, basically. So it's not really cool when you manage to make the uninteresting guys more interesting than the interesting guys, pretty much. Also, they dissed Sheamus on his name while breaking the fourth wall, mentioning his real name, Steven. So yeah, that was, I guess, okay, you know, a spots of okay in a sea of dog shit. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, I guess. I got really riled up on Raw and how I shouldn't have watched it and written a letter that's not gonna amount to anything because an internship at the firefighters at the departmental center of the firefighters is probably not going to be accepted because it's gonna last for 6 months, and at the heart of these 6 months are the months of summer where everything is on fire, literally, and there's nothing. And I'm gonna be like, well, I mean, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Everyone is out on some kind of intervention. I'm gonna make maps, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.